I just seen a YouTube video about shout your abortion. State-funded, federally sanctioned genocide, man, in this country. Abortion. God, and the video was talking to kids. That was a whole shtick of the video. Is this woman who's shouting her abortion, talking to little kids, probably ages 9 to maybe 15 or whatever. And it seems like the kids knew what it was. They got it. They understood that this was a thing that shouldn't be done. But the more this woman talked with these kids on this video, she kind of seemed to persuade them to, to her side. But these kids knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? But they just don't have the ability to counteract her arguments, her weak arguments. And this is what the left does. If you notice, the left targets children. Even with this LGBT bullcrap that they do, whatever it is, when they want to remain in power, to get their way, to have society bend to their stupid ideology, they start with the kids because they know they're the future. If you can get kids believing this crap that they believe, they can secure their future and maintain their deviant lifestyles, man. But this broad is on here talking about shout your abortion. Even brought up this idea that it's okay with God. Saying those that believe in pro-life or who are pro-life, she says that they're not really pro-life because when a baby is born, they don't want to take care of that baby. They say, like, if a woman is pregnant and she gives up the baby for adoption, she says all these people who are pro-life don't want to take care of that baby. Yeah, let me tell you why we who are pro-life or quote unquote pro-life don't want to take care of a baby. Because it's not our responsibility. We got responsibilities of our own to deal with, like our own children. Why should we foot the bill for something you done? You take responsibility. It's not our responsibility to be looking after somebody else's child. That don't mean that you have to kill it. You stupid idiot, man. They trying to think that, okay, you can have a bad decision. You made a bad decision. You had sex with some clown. Now you don't want the baby for whatever reason. Now you think that it's somebody else's responsibility. No, it's your responsibility. You lay down. I wasn't in that bedroom. That ain't my sperm. You know what I'm saying? That's your responsibility. Nobody else's. If you understand that going into having sex with some clown, then you would take every precaution not to get pregnant. Now, obviously, I'm not a woman, but I was married to a woman for 17 years, and I didn't have a vasectomy. She didn't have her tubes tied, her tubes tied. And guess what? We got pregnant when we wanted to get pregnant. When we wanted to have kids, we had kids. When we didn't want to have kids, guess what? We didn't have kids because we were careful. We were responsible. We knew what the outcome was if we wasn't careful when we had sex. So don't tell me that you can't take the necessary steps to not have a baby. You people out here who thinks this is okay, you're reckless, you're irresponsible, you stupid, and you lazy, because there are so many avenues you can go down to prevent being pregnant. But you just lazy, you stupid. You don't understand that just a few extra steps, either before or after intercourse, can prevent that egg being fertilized. But you don't. You could just be loose, do whatever you want to do, be drunk, heat of the moment, not let none of that stuff get in the way of you getting your freak on. Long as you know if you got a couple of $100 in the back pocket that you can just go kill it. Because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So they had one kid on there talking about that a fetus is like an arm. They basically said that it's not since it doesn't have the ability of complex thought, that it's basically not a human. And that was ironic because here's a kid who's been born, who's not a fetus, and it's painfully obvious that they're not even capable of complex thought. If they can't understand what abortion is, saying that conception is not a human being. God dang. I mean, really, what is it? What is it if it's not a human being? When do you become human then? I mean, these people, hey, listen. All abortion is, they talking about it's a choice, what to do with my own body. No, women. There's two bodies involved here. Ladies, not just your body, it's somebody else's body. Somebody who's independent of you to a certain degree. But a baby's supposed to be dependent on you from the moment of conception, even after birth. That's obvious. The baby needs you. That's the way it's set up. That's the way God designed it. But God dang, dude. This is what the left is all about, man. This is what I'll be talking about, man. This is what I'll be talking about. You got this state-funded, federally sanctioned, legal genocide that's been going on, and they got the nerve to connect God to it. They got the nerve to say that God is okay because he's for life. And she felt good when she had an abortion because now, she was glad that she's not pregnant, and it's all about her. You talking about the quintessential definition of selfishness. Selfishness which destroys everything, everywhere. That's what it is, man. It kills me, man. Listen, you have to understand that the gravity of what this is. We have gotten to a point in humanity where killing an unborn baby it has seared the consciousness of this culture to where it's nothing. It's nothing. What else can come down the pike if that's deemed okay? That you could just kill an unborn baby simply because you don't want it. But it's crazy. A lot of times when a pregnant woman gets murdered, manslaughter or whatever, they count that baby as a death. So it's like when the woman wants it, all she got to do is want it. Now it's a baby. It's not an arm. It's not some sea cucumber like this kid said. Listen at the terms they come up with, man, when they talking about this though. A sea cucumber. You might as well say it's a freaking sheet. It's a piece of sheet metal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you can say it's a sea cucumber, then it can be anything to anybody. It can be a tractor. It don't matter. As long as you don't call it what it is. Because if you call it what it is, then you got to treat it with the dignity that it deserves. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what the left does, man. With homosexuality, all they do is make it what it's not. They talk about love and they talk about rights when you talk about homosexuality. It ain't that. It's a deviant sex act. Focus on what it is, then you can deal with it in terms of what it is. Same with abortion. They make it about choice. They make it about the woman's body. That's not what it is. You are killing a human life. You are murdering a human life. Yes. Make it what it is so you can deal with it up front. See these clowns, again, the left always and they will forever be manipulators of language. That's why they come up with stupid terms like homophobia, intersectionality, and all this other bull crap that they keep coming up with, man. All these dumb terms, because if they can manipulate the language, they got you. The person who can't think is the person who can't think is, they fall victim. And it seems like most people can't think. But that's what it is. It's like the Hegelian dialectic. As soon as you control or facilitate language, then you can persuade the masses. And that's what they've done. Make it about something that's not. Then you could digest it, It's like taking pills that's nasty. All you got to do is coat it in some candy. It'll go down better. You can deal with it now. You can taste it. Oh, this is good, Not knowing that you didn't took some poison. If somebody cover it up with something that tastes good, that's what they do with language. They control, and they put forth their ideology because they control language, man. And they call it what it's not. Abortion is killing a human life. That's what it is. It ain't about the woman's body. It ain't about a choice. A choice. That's what you didn't boil this down to, is a choice. Because nobody want to take away people's right to choose. Oh no. Oh my God, dude. It's what it is, man. It's what it is. It's the taking of a human being in its earliest stages of life. You see everybody out here walking. Everybody out here who's living, who will be, naturally murder and any other context, we all start off the same way. But they don't care about none of that stuff, man. They care about what they want to do. They want to get busy, have unprotected sex, and then when the consequences of their actions, not ours, not mine, the consequences of their actions take place and becomes a reality, now all of a sudden they don't want to deal with it. It's like children. They do whatever they want to do, but when the consequences of what they do becomes apparent, now all of a sudden they don't want to deal with it. They think it's somebody else's issue. That's childlike behavior. But this video, man, got me pumped, man. It's satanic, man. That they're talking about shout your abortion. Why? I don't even want to give it this, but why don't they just keep it under wraps? This ain't something that you celebrate. This ain't something that you smile and be proud about. There's many a women that'll give you testimony after having an abortion that is probably the worst thing that ever happened to them. But you have some clowns who want to shout their abortion. It's like a thing, you know what I'm saying? Something to be, it's like a, put on a party hat and have a party because you done something like this. This is where we at, man. And we've been desensitized in this country because we don't say what it is, man. We have as a whole put approval on this. You know what I mean? And there's only a few people out here. There's like a small remnant who see it for what it is and call it out. But I fear that our influence is not enough, man. It's not enough. It's too many of these clowns out here who are, you know what I'm saying? What is this saying? That the inmates are running the asylum, man. That's what this country is becoming, where the freaking those in the loony bin, they run the loony bin now. The sane individuals, it's the same people who gonna be locked up. You know what I mean? It's those out here who see things for what it is, accept reality, who are adults, who are fair-minded, who have right judgment. We're the ones who's gonna be deemed crazy and locked up. And those who should be locked up are going to be free running the freaking loony bin. That's what it's going to boil down to, man. But I just want to make this live video because on Instagram. I don't want to chop up my videos like I've been. I just need to probably make a YouTube channel just so I could just vent without being without it having chopped up into 59-minute segments. But plus I want to test this live and see what it do, see if I can upload it to YouTube and all that, man. But that's what I want to say, man. I mean, they disabled the comments on the YouTube video, you know, because they know that there's going to get a lot of vitriol, man, on that video. Leave kids out of it. Why they gotta think about stuff like this? Why do these LGBT fools gotta, you know, get kids involved? Kids not even thinking about deviant sex acts. Leave them alone. But you already know what they doing. It's conditioning, man. You know what they doing. You know what they doing. It's almost time to get up in here, man, you know, get this money while I can. So, yeah, that's what it is.